Hello and welcome, wonderful travel advisors. We are so excited to have Mario back during Viking Cruises Week. Mario, how are you doing today?
Enjoying the week with Viking and all the Archer Travel and Evolution travel agents. Had a great time in the studio, the office yesterday. It's great, and now looking forward to the webinar.
Perfect. Well, we're so excited to have you. And just before you get started, I want to let the agents know this is recorded and you can find it at any time in the trainings hub of your Travel Cafe website under suppliers and then under Viking. As well as if we have time for Q&A, that will be at the end. And if we don't have time for Q&A, we'll let you know where you can get those questions answered. You can always call Archer Travel or reach out to your Viking Cruises support team. So without further ado, Mario, let's get into it.
Thanks, Amanda. Okay, so let's get into it. I thought the update for today, I wanted to share with all of you wonderful travel advisors why we believe that Viking could be your best business partner. We are here in this industry and talking to all of you to help you grow your business, hopefully help you market yourself. And that's what we'll cover today. We'll touch a little bit on the product so that to give you the tools to explain and be able to sell Viking to your clients. But we have a wonderful training on the travel advisor portal, viking.com/advisor. So if you want to really learn everything about the Viking product, you can go there. And today, then after, we'll focus on tricks and tips on how to help you grow your business and find those Viking clients in your database or maybe in your communities already that are booking Viking. So I want to start with a quick recap on the brand. We are now offering all 5 oceans, 7 continents, 21 rivers. Many consumers, and maybe some of you know us for river cruising, which that's exactly where we started 28 years ago. But now we've grown into ocean cruising and expedition cruises. And I love to say that you can sell the entire world, all 7 continents, to your clients on one brand, and that is Viking Cruises. What makes us unique and different? Our tagline is exploring the world in comfort. And the following are the 6 talking points or pillars that I think will really help you explain the brand to your clients. By the way, this picture was actual photo shoot that we had with our river ship, our expedition ship, and one of our ocean ships in the Netherlands a couple years ago. And that kind of summarizes the world of Viking. One great thing about Viking is that we are consistent. So all the 6 talking points that I'm going to show you apply across the board to river, ocean, and expedition. Viking is all about small ship cruising. Small, intimate experiences. Our ships on the rivers, only 190 passengers is the max, so less than 200 guests. Then we built ocean cruises, less than 1,000 guests, 930 passengers on those ships. And then our expeditions, only 378 guests. So Viking offers small ship cruising. A big one, Viking is also adults only, no children under 18. This is huge for our market, and we'll talk about that, who our Viking prospects are. But we are truly adults only, one of the only cruise lines to do this for now 12 years. And others are following us, which means that we're doing something right. At Viking, you also find understated elegance, which means guests don't have to dress up. This is not the old way of cruising. Modern guests that want to have a comfortable experience, want that understated elegance. Still great touches, beautiful ships, but they want to not have to feel too formal or too stuffy of an experience. They want to just relax, lay back, and enjoy their vacation. With Viking, we are also with river cruising and with small ships comes destination focus. So a lot of destination, lots of ports with our itineraries, as well as enrichment programs on the destinations, both on board the ship and when we get off the ship as well. And the last two, I want to show you two. No casinos, there's no gambling on Viking. We are going to be spending a lot of time in the destination, and that is the focus, right? The ship is not the destination itself. That's just the means in which we are getting you, our guests, to the destination. We still want to focus on being in the port. So no casinos, there's no gambling. We're not going to take the guest money on the ships. And lastly, no nickel and diming. That means an inclusive experience to make sure that our guests don't feel like they're paying extra for every little thing on board the ship. We want them to just relax and enjoy their vacation without paying those extra. So I'm going to show you a quick list of the Viking inclusive value. Viking includes at least one, sometimes even more, complimentary shore excursion per port. That's with a local guide to give the highlights of every port to the guest. So that's included. You don't need to pay extra to get the highlights of that city you're visiting. That applies across the board. Again, river, ocean, and expedition. Wi-Fi is included. There's no need to charge our guests for an internet package. The world today is that we all want to remain connected. That should be part of the experience. No need to charge for Wi-Fi. Onboard meals, specialty dining, also included, no additional charge. Beer, wine, and soft drinks are always included with the meals. So there's no need to pay extra for a nice glass of wine with your meal. Now, let me make a stop here. If your client wants additional cocktails, wine, beer outside of the meals, that will be additional. They can purchase by the glass and is very reasonably priced. But here's the number one tip for you today. If your client will consume those alcoholic beverages and want the beverage package, we have one level of beverage package. It's very simple, very straightforward. $27 per person per day is the value. So $27 per person per day. You buy it for the entire cruise. That opens up the entire bar, unlimited cocktails, wine, beer, soft drinks, and top shelf liquor as well. So, and by the way, it is commissionable if you add it to the booking. So if you have that client that wants the beverage package, make sure that you're adding it to their booking. It is a great value, the best value in the industry, $27 per person per day. We also have 24-hour specialty coffees, teas available at no additional charge. UNESCO heritage sites with our visits to the destinations are included. Enrichment lectures on board, port taxes and fees. And if you have your Viking Air, you also have your ground transfers included. So an inclusive value with Viking, including everything to make that vacation very comfortable. And hopefully you can utilize this to show the value of a Viking experience to your clients, right? The only other additional part of Viking will be gratuities. That is not included. Tips will be additional, and your clients can purchase them before they go on their cruise or on board the ship. Everything else is included. And again, I just want to reinforce that we are one Viking, one brand can take you to the entire world, whether it is on river, Mississippi, expedition, or the ocean ships. And the same consistent experience across the board, the same inclusions. We are one brand so that our guests feel like home away from home every time they step foot onto our ships. So let's talk about our guests. It's a very focused market. We learned very early on with our river cruises that there's a particular guest that wants the type of experience that we are offering. And with that, hopefully you have the opportunity to tap into some of this market. It is a large audience, 110 million baby boomers in the US. So we focus on that 55 plus market, right? We find that they are a very lucrative market with the money and with the time to travel. And they want to travel in a comfortable, adults only small ship experience. For you, of course, that means great commissions, ONCFs, and we try to support you throughout the entire process. It continues to grow. That market from 2020 is growing by 13%. So more and more folks are going into that 55 plus market. And guess what? We really know them well. We try to learn more and more every time we have a contact with them, whether it is with our marketing, with our analytics and our data, or when they are on board our ships. So that's our market, right? So I want you to really think and focus on that market when you think Viking and how you can grow your business using our brand. In addition to the demographic, the age and the demographic in terms of income, we also know that most of our guests try Viking for the first time after they have been doing cruises, ocean cruises specifically in the past. They spend $7,000 or more per trip. Maybe they've been doing it for many years, right? All the different markets, contemporary, premium, and luxury. And they're seeing this Viking idea of river cruising, small ships, adults only, and it's very appealing to them. So you maybe already have some of those clients in your database. If you know that they are in that 55 plus market, and if you know that they typically spend $7,000 or more per trip, guess what? Viking is targeting them and Viking is pushing the brand to them to plant the seed. Your next step would be making yourself the Viking expert. Talk to them about Viking, and I can guarantee you, you will be getting some great business into the luxury market with Viking because we're really focused on that market and we're pushing our brand to them. Okay, so this is just a good reference point for you to think about when you are planning a strategy on growing your Viking business. So we love data here. In addition to what I showed you, we also know that our guests, about half of them, 48%, travel with another couple. It makes sense. So they are again, in a empty nester stage of their life. They want to travel. They work hard for their money, and they have friends in the same, phases of their life, and they also want to travel. So please get used to sharing this and asking the question, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I'm booking you on Viking. Do you happen to be traveling with your friends? You are very likely going to double your business by simply asking that question. If those guests or their friends have booked directly with Viking, we'll make it so easy to take it over and add your benefits and your service to that booking. And I'll get into that in a few slides, okay? And going back to the earlier chart, about 70% of our first-time Viking guests have traveled with ocean ships before. Okay, so that's just data to be aware of when you're thinking, how can I find those Vikings in my database or in my market? Now, one thing that we've done really well here at Viking is with that specific market in mind, we have curated an experience for them, starting from our family, our crew on board. We focus deeply into taking care of our crew, training our crew the Viking way, and we only have the very best at sea. We have about 87 different nationalities, so we really love that cultural experience on the ships. And the idea is family, home away from home. Our guests should feel like they're stepping onto a floating resort with a smiling face, with warmth, with a very welcoming experience where they don't feel like it's too stuffy or too formal. And that's kind of the idea. With that experience in mind, we have applied it to the onshore experiences as well and the lectures that we have on board. So it's a consistent all throughout the experience peace of mind for our guests, and we can take care of them from the moment they get off that airplane in a new destination they have never been to. So they really love that peace of mind for their experience and the family feeling on board the ships. Of course, we have high level and quality in terms of everything that we do. Dining is part of it. We don't say that we are the culinary professionals and the most culinary experiences on board, but our food and our dining is fantastic. Focusing on destination, but also fine dining for that makes it comfortable for our guests, right? So you can have one evening escargot and duck when we are cruising through France on one side of the menu, but the other side of the menu will always have that nice steaks, chicken, and salmon so that they make it very comfortable and comfort food for our guests, right? So it never feels too formal. They don't feel out of place. They just feel comfortable and they have the option to have that elevated destination focused experience. So that's in terms of our destination. I will talk to you about some of the short excursions that we also offer on this. The Viking experience also has enrichment programs on board, guest lectures, port talks, focus on the destination. We even have destination performances. And a picture that you see here, for example, is a cooking demonstration. I believe this is one of our river ships that was going through Germany, and I want to say we were making cookies that time. But these are all throughout every vessel, every itinerary will offer these experiences. My particular experience last time I was on Viking was in Portugal. We have a Douro River cruise, which is fantastic, that sails to Salamanca, Spain. That evening, we brought on board a number performers that did a flamenco dance performance for our guests. And it was amazing. People loved it. It was focused on the destination, a local group. We got to take pictures with them, and it was just amazing, right? So that's the level of experience that your clients will have on Viking. We are going to visit great wine areas of the world and in Europe. So wine tasting, of course, is part of some of those local enrichment programs as well. If you have any clients that love wine, we absolutely have it for them. And off the ship, we also do that, right? It's important. Destination focused, right? So we are doing the Viking way of exploration, behind the scene insights, meeting the local winemakers, going to a local farmhouse to meet the local family and make bread together in Portugal, glass blowing experiences in the Black Forest, cooking demonstration off the ship where we are going into the markets with our chef and learning about the ingredients and the cuisine of that destination. That is all part of the Viking way and the Viking experience of exploring those places. So I think I've given you enough on the brand and the talking points. Focusing on the ships and the type of experiences, let's go back to where we started as a company in 1997, river cruising. We like that consistency. We have all sister ships basically designed specifically for river cruising in Europe. So when you know one Viking longship, which are our vessels, state of the art, designed for river cruising, you know them all because they're all sister ships. And that really helps with the consistency for our guests. So the river ships only maximum capacity of 190 passengers. They have a beautiful outdoor dining, which was allowed based on our design of our square-shaped bow of the ship. We have outdoor dining and then an inside indoor restaurant, beautiful sun deck, and there are 3 decks to explore. So I have a quick video with no sound for today to help you kind of understand the Viking river vessels. Again, you know one Viking longship, you know them all because they're all sister ships, and this just makes it easy for all of us to talk Viking and have that experience. What you'll find with Viking is our chairman and founder, by the way, is from Norway originally. This is why we're Vikings. So you have that Scandinavian understated elegance. That's what I call it. It's beautiful, but less is more, right? We don't have the heavy furniture. We don't have the dark spaces. Instead, we love the light woods, the light marbles, glass around throughout the ship. So you are looking out to the destination from inside the ship. And it just makes it very comfortable, very welcoming, airy, warm. And we are just exploring the rivers with beautiful views. This is the main restaurant. Again, we serve all included meals on board the ship here. Lobby, my favorite part is seeing the world passing by as we are cruising the rivers, the castles, the beautiful villages, and vineyards. There's a beautiful lounge and bar. And as you can see, all the small little details really make a huge difference. Dining, to die for, really just amazing. This is the deck with that atrium. I don't have part of the video doesn't show the elevator, but we do have an elevator between the middle and upper deck, which is where we have the public areas on those ships. So if you have clients interested or concerned about mobility, you want that elevator deck on the middle or the upper deck on the river ships. Okay, so that's the Viking River experience, Viking river ships. Again, we have quite a few of them going up and down the river to make it consistent for our guests. And here's the map of where do we go. Those beautiful waterways, the rivers connect amazing cities like Amsterdam, Paris, to the rest of Europe, right? They were the highways for many centuries in this continent. So we can sell in Portugal, Spain. We can have great programs in France, south of France, Bordeaux region, Paris. If anyone wants to go to Paris, I think everyone should consider a river cruise because you're docked right in the city center. And with everything included, the value is just amazing. Then you get to the Netherlands, Germany, Belgium, France, Switzerland. That's the Rhine. Mine all the way across through Austria, Hungary, and the Eastern European countries to the Black Sea. So we offer 8-day cruises, up to 23-day cruises in Europe. And then for the exotics, we do have Vietnam and Cambodia. We have a fantastic, this is our fourth most popular program this year, Egypt, the Nile River. If anyone wants to see that destination, please offer Viking River Cruise. We have a great 12-day package there. And believe it or not, we kind of consider the Mississippi an exotic destination for us since it's so different than Europe. We do have an American river cruise going up and down the Mississippi from the Twin Cities down to New Orleans. Okay, I don't want to overwhelm you with all the product, so take a look at the training. However, I'm going to offer you the top 3 recommendations. If you're selling river cruises for the first time and you want to become an expert and offer some great options to your clients, these are the 3 that you should become very familiar with. Rhine Getaway, that's the 1-week cruise, Amsterdam to Basel, with the beautiful castles on the hills. It's beautiful. Second one will be Romantic Danube, 8 days, Regensburg. You fly into Munich, so you're in Bavaria, Germany. You sail through Austria. You have an overnight in Vienna and an overnight in Budapest, Hungary at the end. And lastly, I will start here, start at the top. Grand European Tour. Many of our guests are saying, you know what, I'm flying all the way to Europe. I might as well go for the 2 weeks. The pricing and the value makes sense. So this is our 2-week, 15 days, Amsterdam to Budapest Grand European Tour. That is very quickly becoming our #1 most popular itinerary. These are great options for the first-timer river cruiser. Probably have watched our videos and commercials and dreamt about river cruising. So these are the 3 that I really recommend. Please get familiar with these 3 and you'll be in great shape to talk river cruises. Here's the one I was mentioning with Egypt, 12 days, Cairo to Cairo. We take care of everyone from the moment they get off that plane. We put them in a nice hotel, fly down to Luxor on a charter, and do an up and down Nile River cruise experience. So fantastic. And then the Mekong River in Vietnam and Cambodia. We actually have some great offers for 2026 on this program. It is also a land and river cruise package. And just a tip here, if you ever read our maps and go on our website or our brochures, you will see the blue lines with an airplane. That means a charter flight. And then if you just see the dots, that means land options, right? Those are land included packages. When you see the red lines, that is the river cruising part. So for example, this one in Vietnam and Cambodia, it's a 15-day land in Hanoi, land in Siem Reap. You get to see Angkor Wat and the temple. And then you have a 1-week cruise down the Mekong River. And then you have land at the end in Ho Chi Minh City. Or it could be either direction, right? It could be the opposite direction. So Vietnam and Cambodia also available, very popular for that client that is looking for an exotic destination. So I'll touch really quickly on the Mississippi just because it is very unique, different than river cruising in Europe. 386 guests, so it's a little bit larger. It's a beautiful ship for the Mississippi. the most modern ship. We don't have the paddle wheels. We actually have a nice plunge pool in the back instead. And the best way to explain our six itineraries is like this. We sail throughout the year, but we have very specific seasons in each part of the river. So if you want just the south, you can do December to January, 8 day round trip New Orleans, 8 days Memphis to New Orleans, 15 days New Orleans to St. Louis. Or if you want the upper Mississippi, you can do St. Paul to St. Louis for 12 days, or the entire stretch, depending on which direction you're going, 15 or 22-day cruises. But as you can see, very specific in terms of the timing. So take a look at our site for more details on availability. We only have one ship there, so not a lot of available space for 2026. We really are now focusing more on the 2027 voyages. Okay, I then let's move to Viking Ocean because it is important. I think there's a huge opportunity for all of you to sell this product. It is wonderful. Viking river cruising is very close to my heart, still my favorite way to travel. However, ocean is a wonderful, wonderful product. So let me remind you, we have smaller ships, less than 1,000 guests. So we consistently keep that small ship feeling. The one thing I will say about Viking Ocean is that it doesn't feel like a cruise. It feels more like a floating resort. It is mellow, quiet. You don't feel overstimulated, if you will, when you have a big ship with a lot of things going on. Instead, again, it's a beautiful, nice, calm experience. This is the atrium. We have some beautiful spaces like the Winter Garden where we host an afternoon tea every day. So we have afternoon high tea for our guests on the ships. It's just beautiful ships. So let me see. I have also a video on Ocean to kind of give you an idea of what they look like. And of course, what you want to think about when you see this is the Scandinavian understated elegance, the fact that it's calm, light woods, light colors, but still very elegant, beautiful touches, destination focused, artwork around the ship. And it's just, they look beautiful, just gorgeous. There's a little library here on deck 1. One thing I will say on our staterooms as well, we don't have inside staterooms or ocean views. Our starting category on Viking Ocean is full balconies. So you will have a full 270 square footage full balcony to start off. And I mentioned that because thinking back to your clients, right? Who can you sell Viking Ocean to? Go back to that chart of the ocean cruise clients, the clients that love balconies. You can say to them, listen, you can start to try out Viking Ocean, start at the veranda category, still a fantastic, fantastic stateroom. And then they have all these inclusions, right? So you have that experience and that value compared to the big ship ocean cruises. And again, you see some beautiful lounges and bars. That I love this space. It's called the Explorers Lounge. And you saw the star constellations. That is kind of just like the Vikings did back in the day, right? The original Vikings have the stars guide us and explore the world as we are cruising the waters. So it is all about enrichment and those experiences that are just destination focused. So, again, I won't overwhelm you, but I will tell you that with Viking Ocean, we travel all around the world. We have quite a few itineraries in Europe, so a lot of sailings in Europe. Um, and then we have our season in Alaska. We have South America at the end of the year. Same for Australia, New Zealand, and throughout Asia and Southeast Asia. We have a fantastic Japan program. But here are the three that are the easy, low-hanging fruit. We know our guests love Viking Ocean, and they start with British Isles Explorer. That is our Bergen to London, 15 days, lots of port. You get to explore all the British Isles with this one. Then we have quite a few Mediterranean cruises, but the Mediterranean Odyssey, 13 days, Barcelona to Venice, it is probably the one I would suggest you become very familiar with. with an overnight at the beginning in Barcelona and at the end in Venice. And all this can be taken in either direction. We kind of have the full season there, so we turn the ships around into both directions. And the last one that I would offer is Viking homelands, taking our guests back to our homelands, right? The Scandinavian countries. This one is Bergen to Stockholm, and it explores for 15 days the Scandinavian countries. So those are the top three I would recommend, become familiar with. Again, we have quite a few other programs, but start with these. Now, I do want to offer an opportunity. If you're thinking already about your clients that might be ready for a small ship cruise, upgrade into luxury experience with Viking. Maybe talk to them about the quiet Mediterranean season. We are in the Mediterranean with our ships throughout the year, which means during the quiet season, which fall and winter, when yes, there might be a little bit of rain, but also a lot less tourists. Those cities are basically empty, so you are going to have a better experience in the destination, which is what we do so well. You can offer a great cruise fare to them with these dates. And we have all the different programs: 8 days, 13 days, 10 days, 15 days, Mediterranean cruises for those guests that, again, may be concerned about cruise fare, price point. You can transition them into the Viking luxury with those cruise fares during the quiet season. I think this is the best chart I want to share with all of you. Please get into the practice of adding and selling value to your clients. With Viking, you have the best value in the industry. With Viking Ocean, all you need to do is go down the all the inclusions, right? The things that the mega big ships don't offer. And when you think about that client experience, it really does make sense when you add it all up. So we did this exercise 2 years ago. We kind of took the very conservative value of the average things that we offer for included with our experience. So a short excursion in every city, we said, okay, on average is $79 per person. Internet package, $30 per person per day, right? So we started adding them all up, and it turns out our value is more than $200 per person per day. So it really is a huge value when you're thinking, I don't have to pay for all the extras. It's already included. It's peace of mind. I don't get a folio and a bill at the end of the cruise. So please use this to sell Viking value or any luxury product value, because it really makes sense once you break it down for your clients. The last thing I will say on our product is Expedition. I do want to go through it very quickly. They go to Antarctica, the Great Lakes, and the Arctic. It is an up and coming, trending destinations and type of experience and client. And this is a great high value booking. Become an expert now that is just growing. It is the new river cruising, right? What happened to river cruising the last 5 years will probably happen to expedition next 5 to 10 years, which everyone is going to want to do this type of experience. So do it now, become an expert. We have great three very unique destinations to offer. Okay, this is the part where I want to share the tricks and policies that I think will help you grow your business with Viking. We talked about the product. The product delivers very happy clients. 53% of our guests are repeat clients, so they come back year after year. They love the Viking experience. The second part of our success here at Viking is our brand awareness. We are intentional about being proactive and going after the business. That means marketing to a very focused market. We talked about them early. We do direct mail, we do TV commercials, we do Downtown Abbey partnership, which really put us and put river cruising on the map. We are airing ads during the Olympics, the Winter Olympics right now, because we know that those folks watching the Olympics also love travel and they love cultural experiences. So we are doing a lot of the work with putting the brand out there. My message to all of you is use this to your advantage. Let Viking open the doors. If you want to grow your business within that growing baby boomer 55 plus market that has the money and has the time to travel, use Viking to open that door. That's all you need to do is really just use this channel, right, to tap into those new clients for you. Just to kind of give you perspective, in terms of river cruising, we are still the brand that people think about for river cruises. Everyone associates, we are essentially the Google of river cruising, right? Thinking of a river cruise, they most likely say Viking. And they'll come to you saying, listen, I got this message or I got this email from Viking. I've been wanting to do a Viking. They really mean I want to do a river cruise, but then they know Viking so well and they recognize the brand. We hold 52% of the capacity in the rivers. So for every 10 river cruiser out there, there should be 5 river cruises on Viking, right? On the luxury ocean market, we also are the largest at this point with our capacity as of 2024. We hold about 25% now at this point of the inventory in that luxury ocean market. So again, most of that luxury clientele will be on a Viking cruise. Out of 10 going, 2.5 will be going on Viking, right? So use that because people recognize the brand, and that's where the opportunity is for all of you. I want to remind you of our policies. We make sure that you are successful. We pay you commission on every part of your booking. No NCS. We've been doing this for 15 years. And again, others are trying to follow, which means we're doing something right. We are very fair here. We pay you for your work. So make sure that you're adding the extras to the booking because we're going to pay you commission on that. Very important. Viking has the most lenient policy for takeover bookings. If a client ever books directly, but you find out about it, you have 60 days to take over that direct booking and we'll pay you full commission. You have full access to service that booking. We actually want you to help us service the bookings, and this is where we pay you commission. We'll get the booking, right? But you have 60 days to simply call into reservations. No need for a form, no need for written request from the client. We assume that they gave you the booking number because they want to work with you. And by the way, even if it's paid in full, you can still take it over as long as it is within 60 days. Onboard bookings automatically back to you. That is automatic. So always suggest your client to book on board. They get the best deals on board, and that is automatically back to you, the travel advisor, full commission, full access to it. No questions asked. We respect that Viking client and travel advisor partnership and relationship. Just to kind of give you the idea of the onboard bookings, offerings and incentives, they will receive extra savings for booking on board, extra shipboard credits on their new booking, as well as a more flexible final payment. It will be automatically pushed to 180 days before travel. So how do you market to Vikings? Those Vikings are out there, guys, in your cities, in your local communities. Here are the tips on what successful travel advisors are doing to sell Viking. They are doing events for the most part. Well, first and foremost, they are making it known that they sell Viking. So if you're taking our training, you are a Viking expert, make sure that every single person knows about that, right? The Viking brand will open doors for you. They're also doing events to promote themselves as Viking experts. It helps with your relationship and brand building. A great return on the investment. We typically average 3 to 4 bookings for every average cruise night event. It grows your database when you're promoting and you're making it known that you're hosting a Viking event in your local city at the local wine bar that has 500 members on their list. Then you have that potential of tapping into those new clients. Make sure that everyone thinks about you when they see Viking. Make sure that you are doing your part in saying to them, I sell Viking. Just a few ideas that are great for events, 55 plus communities, local small businesses like luxury car dealerships, maybe do the local wine bars. I've done events with local theaters and nonprofit organizations in the field of arts, which really pairs well for our brand. Sky's the limit. Reach out to me. Let's brainstorm. We have some great tools on our marketing portal, on our marketing center in the travel agent portal. So just think outside the box with the focus on where the Vikings are. I already told you who they are, who is getting targeted by our marketing, and they are out there in your communities. More ideas. Again, you and I can come together if you're interested in any of these ideas, and we can brainstorm. Happy to do that. Okay, so use our resources. I talked to you about the travel advisor portal, viking.com/advisor. Let me go back. We have logos. Once you complete the training, we give you incentives, but you also become an expert. Use these logos to promote yourself on your social media. Make sure that, again, everyone knows that you sell Viking, that you are a Viking expert, right? I guarantee you, you will get some leads if you have any of that target audience in your social media. Co-branded websites, another great tool we have. You can create your own white label co-branded website where you can get leads from any request on quotes or brochure request. It essentially will look like the Viking website, but with your contact and your information. And those leads can really help you grow your database and, of course, follow up with them. That means they found you from your co-branded website. You can post it on your social media. You can use it on your email signature. You can add it on a newsletter that you send to them on a weekly basis. Use it. Now, if you're watching the recording, this might not translate, but we are running a President's Day sale since we are doing it during the week that we're running the promotion. There is a fantastic promo, but there's always a promotion at Viking. We do this from our marketing, side, and just know that there will be a nice added value for your clients so you can help you secure the sale and those cruises. For now, President's Day sale is offering up to free air for last minute 2026 voyages, mostly in the summer months for river and some of the quiet Mediterranean cruises as well. In addition, since you are watching the webinar during the month of February, we are giving you an exclusive additional amenity for all of you Archer Travel advisors. $200 per person, sorry, $200 per stateroom, shipboard credit, in addition to any other offer we have in place. So this combines to the President Day sale, any free air promotions, past guest discounts. You can really just use this to close the sale and show value of using your services to book Viking. This applies to any booking that you're making during the month of February 2026. And I think we went over this in the sessions before, but our social media content is fantastic. We also have Viking.tv with fantastic videos on destination and the Viking experience. Our YouTube channel, Facebook, use it to your advantage and repost it so you can make sure that everyone in your database knows that you are a Viking expert. With this shot from the Netherlands in Amsterdam of our three river ships, our three different type of ships, river, ocean, and expedition. I thank you for the time. I'm not sure if we have any more time for questions, but if there are any questions that came through, I'm happy to answer them. If not, good luck. Reach out if you need any assistance or want to brainstorm about ideas on how to sell Viking.
Perfect.
Thank you, everyone.
We do have some questions if you have time. We just have a
Yeah,
few.
of course.
The first one is, are those with mobility issues able to participate in any activities or any?
Yeah, it depends on what kind of mobility, challenges there are. For river cruising, the one thing I'll say that the docking locations are a bit different. There's also water levels that change, right? So sometimes you are required to go at least one flight of stairs to get off the ships on the rivers. For ocean, absolutely. We have all the capacity and we have some ADA accessible staterooms as well. And again, it's all based on the port and the facilities in the port. For river cruising, it's a little bit more challenge, smaller, and they don't have the development in the docking location to facilitate that. We do have two elevators, sorry, elevators on the ships, and for the most part, our guests with maybe just need a cane or maybe walk slower, we do have options for them as long as they are aware they have to go through at least one set of flight of stairs.
Perfect. Next question is, do the onboard enrichment activities available vary by ship, or is there a set standard offering?
Great question. No, they vary by itinerary. So every destination focused enrichment will be available. So if we are going through, I'll give you an example. I love stories. I was in November on the Douro again, and they produce cork on the Douro. So we had a great enrichment program on how cork is produced, and we kind of had to choose some samples and learn about the history. So it's all focused on the destination.
Perfect. Next question is there training on the academy? I cannot sign into the academy. I've been having trouble.
No. Oh, so if you're having trouble with the academy, we need to reach out to myself or to sales support and figure that out. Um, the only way to complete the academy is through the travel agent portal. So we need to just make sure that you're up to speed with your login.
Perfect. Okay, Aretha Wilkerson said she is signed into her Viking account, but just can't click on the academy. So I just sent her your email, and then she can
Yep.
reach out to you.
Yep.
Per-
Absolutely.
Perfect. Lynn is asking, are there any cruises that we can try out as a travel advisor?
Yeah, you can try any of them, and it's a great investment into your training, right? That's the best training you can have. Our travel advisor rates are 35% off the cruise fare. You can request them at any point, and it is all based on availability. And I will say this, the challenging part with Viking is availability. Luckily, knock on wood, it's going really well. So our ships are pretty full. Our sailings are pretty sold out. Um, but if you're flexible, you can definitely go on a quiet Mediterranean cruise, right? The summer months in the river or November in on the river cruises. We do have two requirements. You must complete the academy. You must have at least one booking in the books or one booking in the last 2 years. So we want you to make sure that you are a booking travel advisor and you've completed the training with us.
Perfect.
And
That's
that's all. Sorry, Amanda. That's all on the travel advisor portal. So you can find all that information there.
absolutely wonderful. Well, you guys, we did have the weekly kickoff with Mario on Monday with Jose. After that, on Tuesday, we had the sales and marketing lab where we went over some sales and marketing tools you can use on Viking. Today, we had Mario for this presentation. He talked all about Viking and everything you needed to know and also answered some of your questions. The last question we'll take today before we close out is, so are there travel certificates available for companies? So I guess if they wanted to sell to a business, are they able to do travel certificates or stuff like that?
I'm not I'm not familiar with travel certificates. Maybe other cruise lines do it. No. Does that mean
Hmm.
like free cruises or like discounted cruises or kind of like a gift card type of credit?
Yeah, I would assume so.
No. We don't do that. We one thing, this is a great question because One thing with Viking is we believe in a level playing field. We do not work with the Costco's of the world because of that. We don't allow really rebating, which means we want to make sure all of our guests get about the same pricing and the same offerings. Obviously, with our partnership with Archer, you are in a great place because you're one of our top agencies and you get the shipboard credits and the amenities. However, the pricing and these vouchers, rebating, giving back credits, too complicated. It's not fair to all of our guests, so we don't do those.
But okay, so there's another question in here. So let's say they wanted to do like a presentation. So let's say as an independent travel agent, you are allowed to do gift certificates or stuff like that through your independent business. Make sure you follow all the regulations for your state and just follow all the regulations as a travel advisor independent with Archer Travel. If you want to do an in-person presentation to companies, you are so allowed to do that. And sometimes you do have a local rep that is able to help you with that. Is that something that you could do or facilitate, Mario?
Yeah, this is our money maker, guys. Absolutely. So I fly personally fly to you if it's the right opportunity. And what you want is you don't want to open the door with here's I have something for you so you can let me have an event with your venue. You want to open with one of my biggest partners is Viking Cruises. Have you heard of them? Typically you'll have the answer, oh yeah, my mom took a river cruise, or I've talked to my clients that taken a river cruise. Well, they want to do an event here, and they do events all throughout the US in different venues. Would you invite your clients? I think a lot of them will be interested. And I'll tell my people, and let's have a nice Viking talk where my executive will come to do a presentation for you. That's what you want. You want to tap into another small business just like you that has that desire or has already the luxury client in their list, right? Um, and with those, we promote you. The goal of those are this is why you book with a travel advisor, Viking. She's a Viking expert and she can give you all this great service. She, put this together for you basically. And we do have some co-op and can help you with the cost of the event. I would have to have a conversation with you about these. So if you have any ideas, reach out to me and we can set up a 30-minute appointment to talk about brainstorming about the ideas of your event.
Perfect. Great question, Bobby. Also, we had another agent in chat thinking about a smaller event where Bobby was thinking more of a company or other businesses. If you're thinking about a smaller event, you are able to do that yourself as a travel advisor too and use all the Viking tools that Mario has given you guys. They have a ton of tools on their portal as well as ideas and whatnot. And you can have something maybe, you know how you have like a Super Bowl party at your house for your local friends and family? You can do something like more local like that if you're thinking something smaller, right?
Absolutely. I heard even about a vodka party because somebody went to Russia and they came back and they did you have to be careful with those, right? But
Yeah.
any good excuse to get people together and start dreaming about a cruise, right? And loving you as a travel advisor because you kind of planted this seed and you've showcased your services to them.
Perfect. I love that. Well, thank you so much, Mario. This has been very informational. Great questions from the travel advisors today. Again, we have things being posted throughout the week. So we have our deals, we have social media tools for you guys, we have reels, we have the trainings with Mario and the sales lab. So please just stay tuned the whole week. We also posted Sunday qualifier clients for Viking Cruises. It's a great checklist to just go by to qualify your clients for it. So if you need any help, please reach out to us at Archer Travel. Please reach out to your Viking support team. Go on the portal, check it out. There's tons of resources there for you guys. Mario, is there anything else that you want to add before we close out this session today?
Yeah, no, I just want to say thank you again and encourage everyone to um, take that leap. Make sure that you're promoting yourself and say that you're a Viking expert. You can sell Viking. Sometimes we are afraid of what we don't know, but just take that leap. Worst that it can happen is now people know what you do for your business, right? So um, encourage everyone to just take that step, please. Good luck, and I'll be around if you need me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you so much, Mario, and thank you, travel advisors, for joining us. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye, everyone.